Channel 2, Friday Night Football, WSBTV.com. Yeah, I got my eye on the ring, we've been preparing forever. We will come out on top, as a team we're together. We've been in the weight room, hot sun, hard work, 2 a days. Blood, sweat, and tears with my coaches and teammates. Friday night, high school football, yeah, we're under the lights. The biggest games of the season in the zone tonight. Rivalries, they run deep, classic battles on the field. Stands packed with the fans, I give my all right here. Cause in this moment, I gotta put all my heart in it till the game's finished. And I got to win in position. The cheerleaders, the band, and supporters behind me. Our team is a family, got my brothers beside me. Channel 2 with live football on the screen tonight. All our favorite guys with the call on the mic. There's a chill up in the air through the roar of the crowd. You better bring your A game, we protect this house. It's one goal, one championship you wanna claim. So leave your heart on the field and keep your head in the game. Get ready, Georgia, cause it's going down tonight. We worked all season long for the game of our life.
We're in the Lions' Den, at Peachtree Ridge High School, for a huge clash in Region 7 of Class 6A between the Blue Devils of Norcross and the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. Hello, everybody, and thanks so much for once again joining us for some outstanding Friday night football. Along with DJ Shockley, I'm Van Earl Wright. Arguably, Region 7 of Class 6A is the strongest region in all of the state of Georgia, and tonight we get a chance to check out the two-time defending state champion Blue Devils of Norcross, who come in with a 6-1 mark despite losing tons of talent from last year's championship team.
Tons. And you talk about tons, but they still reload and bring in a lot of guys. You think about for Norcross, the defense has been J.B. Kawasi. He is a spectacular and outstanding player for him. We were down there before the game watching him warm up, and he has a first step that is fast, is quick. Coach talked about him being just as good or even better than All-American Lorenzo Carter last year. He has 5.5 sacks on the season this year. He has a high motor, great energy. He does a good job for them. He must be a difference maker, not only in the pass game, getting pressure on their quarterback, but also in the run game, stopping them. So if he has a pretty good game, Norcross will have a good game themselves.
It's very impressive that Norcross is 6-1, even though they lost more than 60 seniors from last year's state championship club. For the home team tonight, the Lions of Peachtree Ridge, well, they got a pretty talented quarterback in Chance Thrasher, ranked in the top 10 in the state in both passing yards and touchdown tosses.
Yeah, Chance is the leader of this high-tempo, up-tempo offense that they like to have here at Peachtree Ridge. He does a good job spreading the football around. You'll see a lot of guys making a lot of different catches tonight, and you got to think, he's pretty good. He's a Coastal Carolina commit, so he has some schools looking at him. A lot of schools coming on now, but he has to be a good leader. He has to be good with the football tonight. You see his touchdown to interception ratio is pretty darn good. He has to continue that tonight. But it's a very good Norcross defense who likes to expose teams, especially in the pass game. So if he can be good, they have a great chance of winning tonight as well. So it should be a great battle.
Plenty of color coming to the trees here in North Georgia, and plenty of chill in the air. It's a great night for football. We're so glad you're with us here on WSBTV.com, and we've got a special guest joining us in tonight's telecast. Stick around. The kickoff is next. Straight state titles, and they can't get it.
Ben, like 15 seconds, that's it.
WSB Channel 2. Games and the best rivalries. And moving broadcast
Back at the Lions' Den, where the home team, Peachtree Ridge, won the coin toss, and head coach Mark Fleetwood elected to defer to the second half. So the Lions, in all blue, will kick it away, and the two-time defending state champion Blue Devils of Norcross will begin this ball game on offense. Back deep for the Blue Devils, number 1, Jared Simpkins. And to kick it away for the Lions, number 87, Harrison Arnold. Underway at Peachtree Ridge. Ball fielded, bobbled, and then the fielder steps out of bounds. That's Josh Alexander, one of the up guys in front of Simpkins. Mishandled that kickoff, and now Norcross will start the game in a hole for their first offensive series, 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, man, just terrible right there by Josh to start the game off like that. He probably could have let it roll out of bounds. Tough start for him.
Norcross comes in averaging 25 points a game, and their quarterback is Jacob Gassert, 6 foot, 174-pound senior. He's completed 53% of his passes so far this season. Gassert keeping it on the left side on a quarterback run on first down, and a good run and close to a first down. DJ Gassert did not start the season as the number 1 quarterback, and I do believe that head coach Keith Maloof, as we get a penalty on the first play from scrimmage. Our referee tonight is Todd Downs, and the preliminary call is holding on the Blue Devils, and that'll back them up even further in their hole.
Yeah, going back to what you just talked about, Van Earl, they didn't start actually with Gassert. Griffin Barker actually started the season. You see you get the holding call here to put them half the difference to the goal line, so it won't be much of a difference there, but not a way to want to start the offense. But Jacob has started the season, done a good job. Hasn't thrown an interception this season yet. So Coach talked about his production is the key to him playing, and you see the stats on the year. Not bad. He's doing a good job of taking care of the football.
1st and 10 again. Pass complete on the right side. Jared Pinkney, one of the prime targets and the leading receiver for the Blue Devils, as he comes in with 27 catches to lead all Norcross offensive players.
Man, we saw him down in the sideline before the ball game, and he is a huge kid. He's 6'5", 228. He has that next level body.
Gain of 13 yards, fresh set of downs for the Blue Devils as they get out of the shadow of their own end zone. This time they go to the ground game, and their leading runner, Jameer Billings, number 22, 641 yards on the ground so far for the Blue Devils this season through their first 7 games.
That's kind of what they want to do. They want to be able to run the football. You see Jameer's stat on the year. He's done a good job averaging 5.4 carry. He's done a good job, especially when he gets in the open field. By the way, you see the 8 touchdowns. He knows how to find the end zone, but they gotta mix it up, run and pass tonight if they want to beat this pretty good Peachtree Ridge defense.
And those 8 touchdowns for Billings also leading the Norcross team. 2nd down and 10. Gassert going deep down the right side, out of bounds, incomplete, intended for another wideout threat for Norcross, Jared Simpkins, just a sophomore, but already 3 TD catches on the season.
Yeah, they try to screen and go there down the sideline, and number 5, Bailey Buchanan, who's the cornerback, never really left his receiver. So a good job of him staying back, not falling for the screen and go there early. So good job of the defense staying back.
Norcross going no huddle now. 3rd and 10 for the Blue Devils as we approach the 11-minute mark. Gassert looking right side, has a receiver. That's complete. Josh Alexander, the receiver, his 18th catch of the season.
Good job of his offensive line of Norcross picking up that blitz. They brought a little cross-buck blitz here. 2 linebackers crossed in the middle, and a good job of him standing in there and throwing the football, completing it versus man coverage, but stopping them here on 3rd down. Not enough to pick up the first down.
Line of scrimmage. just shy of the 30. So Maloof has decided to punt it away. Good kick, backing up the return man for Peachtree Ridge, who breaks the first tackle, gets some blockers. He's down the left side. That's Chad Clay. Finally knocked out of bounds right around the 20-yard line. Chad Clay with his 11th punt return of the season. He's been a weapon for Mark Fleetwood and the Lions, and he certainly was productive on that punt return.
Productive, but I think it's coming all the way back because of a penalty. So devastating for Peachtree Ridge to have great field position against his Norcross team. And I think that's what they got to do, especially in this ball game. They got to be able to find ways to create points, create extra series, and that would have been a good example of it there, but it's going to come back for a penalty.
Another holding call. This time it's on Peachtree Ridge. Nullifying a quality return by number 10 in all blue.
Yeah, hard to see where the block in the back happened, probably earlier in that play, but something you can't have. He had most of his guys behind him, so I'm sure why a guy felt like he had to hit him
because
in the back.
Because the referees feel like they need to be the star of the show, DJ. Haven't I convinced you of that by now? Let the players play. I'll save the soapbox for another time. Here's the starting quarterback for Peachtree Ridge, number 9, Chance Thrasher. Comes in with a 60% pass completion percentage, and his first pass of the night is complete to Nassim Antonor, the senior running back. He's also the leading ground gainer with more than 550 yards for the Lions.
We talked about Nassim. We also talked about Chance in the beginning of this ball game. Nassim's obviously the leading carrier, but you see the high tempo, up-tempo offense. They want to get going, get to the line of scrimmage, call a lot of plays, try to catch Norcross off guard.
11-yard gain on that first down play. Good enough for another fresh set of downs, and a quick throw by Thrasher, incomplete. Intended for Christian Sutton on the right side.
You see the MO of Peachtree Ridge already. Get the ball out of your hands quick, make some plays, get the ball in open space, and allow your playmakers to do something with it. That's what they've done these first 2 plays.
Quarterback Thrasher, number 9, 6'2", 185-pound senior. High snap, handled well. Antonor ran into one of his own blockers, bounced off, and still picked up some positive yards, but just a few yards at that. So it'll be 3rd and long for the Lions.
Interesting to see how this Norcross defense has played this season. They only got 2 returning starters, and number 44 on the year, who definitely played good for him, J.B. Kawasi.
Quick throw out to the left side to Antonor, and he is taken down. Good pursuit that time. Devontae Goodbeer and Damon Woodcock on the tackle.
Going a lot of east and west for Peachtree Ridge early. Not much north and south except for that draw on second down, but everything's east and west, and I don't think that's going to work versus a Norcross team that can run. You see these guys are very athletic, especially defensively, being able to run to the football, and you see Chance is back here who kicks the ball as well. Coach talked about that. He's a pretty good kicker.
And we got timeout on the field called by Norcross. Indeed, Thrasher been averaging just under 40 yards per punt for Mark Fleetwood's club. Mark Fleetwood in his 4th year as head coach here at Peachtree Ridge.
Is that what it was? 35. Watch those loose guys. Don't let them last minute come, okay? Good snap, good punt. Let's get it the hell out of there. Let's go. Get it back.
That is Coach Fleetwood. He grew up in Decatur, Georgia, went to Lakeside High School, and his coach at a high school was Coach Creel. He said he was a big influence on him during his life and, of course, in his coaching career.
He's done a good job with his Peachtree Ridge team, now as well as the team, but the community. They have a feeder lead team that bring them all the way up, and by the time they get to him, they understand his program and what he expects. So he's done a good job here in this Peachtree Ridge community.
And proud to tell you that Coach Fleetwood is a Gamecock.
That's just not even awesome to hear.
I'll try to keep the mentions at a minimum tonight.
Yeah, not too many in this area, so I can understand you want to get that out.
Thrasher, the quarterback, also the punter. High punt, but not much distance. Lands just beyond the 45 and will be downed at the 44-yard line of Norcross. So good field position for the Blue Devils, but 2 offensive series, 1 each. Oh, and another flag. The flags are pink because we're still in the month of October.
First time I noticed the pink flags. I like that, though.
You like that?
I know you don't like to see the flags in particular, but I like the pink flags.
Well, I guess pink is better than yellow. We forgot our pink again, but maybe we just didn't want to overdo it.
Well, when we had the week where we wore the pink, we actually just killed it. I mean,
we did.
We destroyed any competition of around the state that night. State, country,
I got
everywhere.
Calls from GQ and Esquire, but had to turn both down because I was deferring to you. I was encouraging them to call you DJ.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Mr. Van Earl.
How about the camo pants for the Blue Devils? Talking to head coach Keith Maloof before the game, he said he's got like 6 or 7 uniform options.
Adidas is doing them well.
So here we go, second series of the game for the 2-time defending state champion Blue Devils. Gassert at quarterback. Nicholas Sermons beside him. Gassert keeping it himself, a good running quarterback. Comes in with 41 carries on the season, already 2 tonight. Good game that time by number 12. Picked up 8 yards on first down.
That's what Coach Maloof talked about when he talked about Gassert, is what he does, extending plays, and also run the football. You see 166 yards, 3 tubs on the season. He does a good job with his legs, and he's becoming a better passer. And that's what makes his offense a little bit different with him in the game, other than Griffin Barker when he's in.
He has more touchdowns running the ball than he does throwing the ball. Jameer Billings, the tailback, gets the handoff. Avoids one tackler and steps out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Good speed that time on display from number 22 in white, DJ.
Yeah, good job by Jameer making number 10 Chad Clay, the corner, who actually came up, had a chance to make the play in open field. But good job of eluding him. Coach talked about once he gets to the corner, he's a spectacular player. He's fast. Coach talked about he's very talented, and they just want to get him the football any way they can.
2 backs now as Nathaniel Thomas joins Billings and Gassert in the Norcross backfield. 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. Billings, the ball carrier, not shaking that tackler that time. Good track down by Breon Dixon, a sophomore linebacker, for his 14th tackle of the season, a loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, Breon Dixon, you see his stats on the season. He's one of the big-time players. He goes sideline to sideline. He's all over the field. He's a linebacker, kind of undersized at 205, Coach said, but we need those type of guys who can play linebacker but also can play safety and come down and be tough, and he's in that mode. He showed it there, being able to go out and run down Jameer.
But also one of the underclassmen, the multiple underclassmen that Coach Fleetwood has out on the field for his Lions team. Jet sweep this time to Jared Simpkins. Another speed threat for the Blue Devils. Just his 3rd run of the season, but a good pickup of 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, you can see the difference in what Norcross can do when they go east and west. They find a way to get east and west and make some things happen. Jared on the season has done a pretty good job, especially we talked about in the open. These guys spread the football around. He's just one of many guys who can make plays.
3rd and 7 for the Blue Devils. Coach Maloof for Norcross tells us his offensive coordinator is a 3-headed monster. Steve Sims, who coaches the quarterbacks, works with Reggie Stansel, who coaches the wide receivers, and Dale Farr, who handles the run game since he's the offensive line coach. Screen pass left side, complete to Billings. Good run after the catch, picks up the first down and gets the football into Lion territory.
Very nice setup screen here on 3rd down. You see screens come down on 3rd and long, but this is a great developing play. You see Jacob Gibbs, good ground, allows the defense front to come to him, and one defensive guy who actually run the football down, number 90, does a good job, Tyler Sims, but not after they get the first down.
9-yard gain sets up a first down for Norcross. They're at the Peachtree Ridge 46-yard line. Again, Billings with the football. A gain of maybe just 1 on first down. Norcross comes in with an extremely balanced attack, DJ. 1,142 yards on the ground, 1,160 through the air.
That's what they want to do. They want to be balanced. Coach talked about they want to be able to do a lot of things be multiple, especially run and pass, and they can do that now with Jacob with his extenuating circumstance run the football.
Second down for the Blue Devils. Gassert looking to throw, looking over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Josh Alexander. Looked like it definitely could have been pass interference. A lot of contact while the ball was in the air. My goodness.
I'm with you on that, Banner. I mean, I saw a lot of contact. I saw he got hit before the ball even came out.
He was getting tackled on that play.
I'm wondering how he doesn't get the flag, but brings up another third down. They already used up the screen. Maybe they use a wide receiver screen here to try to get one of their guys some.
3rd and 9. We'll see if they pull out a screen. Billings in the backfield with Gassert for Norcross. Gassert looking to throw right side. Pass knocked down. Breon Dixon, again, the sophomore linebacker, coming up with a big play defensively for the home team.
Breon only a sophomore, Banner. I mean, it's amazing. He's only a sophomore, and the ability you can see already playing varsity football. And not just out here. He's making plays. We've called his name a couple times already on this series, making the difference and forcing Norcross into a punt.
So the second series for the two-time defending state champions results in another punt situation. Chad Clay this time fair catches the punt, and that'll set it up 1st and 10 for his Lion offense from their own 15-yard line. The offensive coordinator for Peachtree Ridge, Chuck Allen, in just his second year, but one of 3 coaches on the Peachtree Ridge staff that spent a lot of time with Bob's Fire over at North Gwinnett. They kind of came over together and are helping Mark Fleetwood build this program, or not build it, but continue their success. 1st and 10 from their own 15 for the Lions. Handoff up the middle. Not much of a gain, maybe a yard. Devontae Abram with the stop.
Yeah, good job with Devontae in there, holding his ground inside the middle, not giving much. They're giving you a lot of stuff going on up front. Peachtree Ridge with a lot of illusion, but he stays at home and does his job.
Center is Alex Higgins for Peachtree Ridge, number 63. Thrasher with an audible after getting the play from the bench. Play action. Thrasher chased out of the pocket. A flag comes flying out. The pass is complete to Connor Hayward on the left side, but the flag was thrown by the referee behind the play, so that usually indicates it's going to be on the offense. Again, our referee is Todd Downs.
Yeah, they're going to get number 62, Maxwell Bell, for the holding. You're going to see it clearly on your screen. He's going to get held on the outside. Dorian Kithcart, number 58, right here in the top of your screen, getting held, and it's a pretty good call right there, and you got to call it right in the face of the referee. So he's going to get you every time when they're right there in front of the big man.
Hard to miss that. 2 biggest plays so far by Peachtree Ridge have been nullified by penalties.
Number 58, who actually got the holding call, Dorian Kithcart. Coach talked about him, said, hey, he is a man child. Said if he is on, he is hard to block, and you could tell right there he beat Maxwell Bell there on the end to get the holding call. So he's a very good player on the inside for him, and Coach really raved about him this week.
So it'll be 2nd down again as you see the numbers for Kithcart, the man that DJ was just talking about, but the line of scrimmage is backed up all the way just inside the 5-yard line, and the pass is complete, but the tackle is made in the end zone for a safety. Number 9, Damon Woodcock, the defensive end for the Blue Devils, helps put his team on the board first with the beautiful play to record the safety.
Just a bad job by the outside receiver, Tyler Campbell, number 6. That's his guy. He's blocking on the outside. That's one-on-one. Receiver expecting you to block him, and he just fights through that offensive player and makes the play in the backfield. Good play by him. Great individual effort to get that safety by himself.
Tough start to this ball game for the home team here at Peachtree Ridge. 2 penalties and now a safety will force Peachtree Ridge into punting the football away from their own 20-yard line. But a great play for Damon Woodcock, the senior defensive end for the Blue Devils.
Free kick by number 95, Samuel Phillips.
Zaniel Phillips, who handles the kicking duties for the Lions, will punt it away. Jared Simpkins returns it right around his own 30-yard line, looking for some blocks, showing some patience, but taken down at the 39. Number 4 with the tackle. That's Brayon Dixon.
Here's a replay of the play. You see, he just fights through to the offensive player and just makes the play in the backfield. Got to do a better job of blocking him. That's a great individual effort by him, Devontae Goodbeer, to make that play.
Exactly. I had the number wrong. It was number 8, Devontae Goodbeer, who gets credit for the safety for Norcross. So here comes Jacob Gassert again and the Blue Devil offense. 1st and 10 from their own 39. Jet sweep to Josh Alexander. Picking up a few blocks, finding some running room, and getting close to midfield. They'll down it just shy of the 50-yard line. A good gain on 1st down for the Blue Devils of 11 yards.
Benner, you see a lot of teams run this jet sweep action, and sometimes they give it, sometimes they take it and the quarterback runs it. It puts so much pressure on the defense, especially linebackers, to follow their keys and understand where they want to go after they see the football. It's a hard play to cover here. You see Alexander on the year. It just seems like all these receivers have at least 200-plus yards on the season. They spread it around pretty good.
All right in the middle of the field. We got another quarterback. This is Baron Radcliffe going deep down the middle, but he's picked off. Beautiful coverage that time. Number 33, I should say, Tyler Murphy. Great coverage, in perfect position, and he picks off the pass as Keith Maloof tries to sneak in the sophomore quarterback Baron Radcliffe to get him to throw it deep. He did, but he got picked off. And Peachtree Ridge will take over, and you see head coach Keith Maloof talking it over with his staff.
And here's the thing, Tyler Murphy, number 33, is 5'8", 135, and Jared Pinckney, number 14, a receiver, is 6'5", 230.
Wow.
Just great coverage, just great position he had on Jared. It was nothing Jared could do about it. Even in 6'5" frame, he couldn't do nothing about it.
Big break for the Lions. Bouncing back after giving up the safety. They're deep in their own territory, but they got the ball back as Thrasher goes to the air on the right side, intended for Christian Sutton. Incomplete.
Had what they wanted on the backside. Man-to-man coverage. They had a slant, or what we call a skinny post on the backside, and unable to hit that route. He has to be able to bring that football down and complete that pass. And you see Tyler Murphy there getting some water. He deserves it out of that big-time play in the secondary, and that line, the big play after the turnover.
Coach Fleetwood for Peachtree Ridge told us he'd love for his offense to get 60, 65 plays in a game. Continuing to utilize the up-tempo, but they got to hold on to the football and get a 1st down. There's the play that led to the safety, and it almost led to a pickoff. That time, Damon Woodcock was the man to disrupt that play, along with Devontae Goodbeer.
Now, Benner, I'm not sure if Coach saw the previous play.
Oh, my goodness.
Because that was so close to being the exact same scenario as they had previously down here near the goal line. And Goodbeer is there again to make the play. I mean, he had a chance to almost pick that football off. And it's just, I'm not sure why you call that play that close in the zone when you have guys on the outside who not picking up the block.
3rd and 10 for the Lions. Thrasher, pass out to the right side. Complete to Sutton. Picks up yards after the catch and picks up a 1st down as he gets it out to the 18-yard line. A gain of 12 on that play. So that's much needed for the Peachtree Ridge offense as you check out the numbers for Sutton. His 30th catch on the year as he came in with 29.
Sutton, one of their big-time players with big-time yards, big-time plays as he catches the football.
Run up the middle, Nassim Antonor.
To go back to the last play, Ben, I actually like what I saw out of Chance in that particular play. He didn't panic. He's in his end zone. He could feel like, hey, my clock is going off. I haven't thrown the football. He kept his eyes downfield and completed the pass, stayed poised, and got him a big 1st down. And more than anything, kept his defense off the field, who's been on a lot in this 1st quarter.
And a good situation now for the offense. 2nd and 5 for Thrasher and company. Thrasher moving to his left. Throwing over the middle, he's got a man. Complete to Connor Hayward. Connor Hayward is racing down the sideline. Connor Hayward is in for the Lions. Touchdown, Peachtree Ridge. 78-yard touchdown play.
We just talked about Chance being poised, being cool under pressure. Connor Hayward, son of Ironhead Hayward, who played in the NFL for many years. That's a good job of him just staying poised down the field, keeping his eyes down the field, just even better catch. Great touch on the football to complete that pass for a big play. That's what this offense, that's what this team needed, some type of momentum. I think that helped there.
And Hayward is the holder for Zaniel Phillips, who boots it through for the successful extra point. The Lions connect on a 78-yard scoring play, and they take the lead on the two-time defending state champion Blue Devils 7-2 right here on WSBTV.com.
Number 7, Harrison Arnold to pick off the Peachtree Ridge. Back deep once again for Norcross. Number 1, Jared Simpkins. Number 7, Josh Alexander. Number 24, Jared Cole.
What did he say?
Said his boy Chance is 6'3", 218. He's looked a lot bigger than those numbers that we had.
6'2", 215.
A 5-play, 78-yard drive for the Lions. Capped off by a long touchdown toss from Thrasher to Hayward to give the Lions the lead as Jared Simpkins returns the kickoff out to the 30-yard line. But a beautiful play for the Lions.
Outstanding job of, we talked about Chance, keeping his eyes down the field. Nothing's open right now. He stayed calm, still looking down the field. And the touch on this football is what you can't teach. That's an excellent football. Putting it out in front, giving his guy Hayward a chance to make a play on it, and the rest is history. Just a nice developing play by Chance Thrasher, extending the play to put his team up.
Jacob Gassert back on the field at quarterback for Norcross. They go 1st and 10 from their own 30. Gassert looking to run. Good contain. Led that time by William Dean, one of the outside linebackers. He was the first man to disrupt that running play.
Yeah, William Dean was the guy who made that play. He probably didn't make the tackle, but he forced the play to go wider and extend it outside and allowed his crafter to get there.
Now, Connor Hayward, one of at least 4 guys on the Peachtree Ridge football team who come from football legacies. DJ mentioned his dad, Craig Ironhead Hayward. Ray Buchanan, who played many years in the NFL, is the dad of Balaam Buchanan, and he's going to join us later in this game in the second half as Gassert completes the pass to Jared Simpkins on the right side. But if we can take a look at that graphic again, that's some pretty impressive legacy material.
Yeah, linebacker Cam Jones, whose dad is Tony Jones, played in the NFL many years, played with John Elway. I mean, he played with a stable of big-time players in Denver. Chad Clay, everybody knows Willie Clay done a good job in the National Football League as well. So they got a plethora of talent and a lot of guys who can tell them, hey, this is how the game should be played.
Absolutely. Gassert checking over to the Norcross sideline on a 3rd and 12 after the big loss on 1st down. Gassert chased out of the pocket and tracked down. That's Cam Jones we just mentioned. He's the son of longtime NFL star Tony Jones, who played 14 years in the league, and his son Cam showing he's got plenty of skill as well. A loss of 9 on the play.
Yeah, Cam Jones, one of the leading tacklers on his football team. We just talked about his dad, so he understands how to play this ball game. But a very athletic linebacker there for Peachtree Ridge.
So quickly punted away Blake Bingham. Again, Chad Clay, the return man for the Lions. Not much return, but good field position for the Lions. In fact, their best of the night. But a flag on the play, illegal procedure on the punt team. No doubt that will be declined, I would think, based on the field position awaiting the Peachtree Ridge offense.
Coach Fleetwood said, hey, kick it again. Kick it again. Anything could happen. They could probably get even better field position now. You got Clay back there, who's a pretty good returner. Done a good job this season returning some punts. You see 9.8 yards every time he returns it, so he's going to get you positive yardage, and you see he's already up near the 50, so guaranteed good field position. Nothing else happens wrong.
Keith Maloof, part of one of the most prestigious and highly regarded families for Georgia high school football. The dad, George Maloof, who coached more than 20 years, close to 30 at St. Pius here in the Atlanta area. Keith's brother, Kevin, also a very successful high school football coach.
30-plus years as well.
So the second try on the punt is fielded just a couple of yards back of midfield by Clay. He reverses field, looking for some blocks, and finally chased out of bounds by Jared Cole.
Good job of Norcross there. Good job of not giving up anything after the second punt. Usually something good happens for you when you kick it twice, but not so much for Peachtree Ridge on that particular play.
Here's Mark Fleetwood, frustrated with Tomas Brooks, part of the return team for the Lions. Peachtree Ridge and Coach Fleetwood's club, they had the momentum right now after the 78-yard TD toss, and on 1st and 10, pass complete over the middle. Good catch made that time. Tyler Campbell, one of the captains on the night for the Lions, and here come the Lions again with the very fast tempo.
Great anticipation by Chance on that last throw.
Inside the 35, back to the ground game, and Asim Antonor. Not much there up the middle. We talked about Norcross losing so much talent. I've never heard this before. Over 60 seniors lost to graduation off their two-time defending state championship club from a year ago. But boy, they are loaded because they just fill right in. 2nd and 8 for Thrasher. Throw outside. Receiver not there, intended for Christian Sutton, the closest target. That brings us to the end of the first period. Good action so far. The visiting Blue Devils trailing the home team here inside the Lions Den, 7-2. You're watching Georgia High School football on WSBTV.com, presented by the Georgia Lottery.
Jeff Matthews, the Peachtree Ridge volleyball teams held their annual Relay for Life Serve-a-thon to benefit the American Cancer Society. Volleyball players raised money through pledges for the number of serves completed out of 100. They are proud to present Dr. Matthews with a check for the American Cancer Society in the amount of $1,931.85. Great job on all our volleyball teams. Thank you very, very much. Also, when you keep your attention on the field right around the 30-yard line, we'd like to introduce to you this year's girls and boys cross-country teams. Don't know if they're all here, but we'll give them all your names. On the girls' side, Michelle Velasquez, Megan Peel, Mary Catherine Knott, Alexis McKenzie, Rena Thacker, Shauna Pollock, Elena Burnside, Joanne Chung, Evangelise Rivera, and Kate Watkins. On the left side, Isaac Penman, Nate Riker, Deja Gamani, Nathan Salamas, Jack Bellamy, Kyle Green, Jason Sutton, and Alex.
A salute to the Peachtree Ridge girls volleyball team, since they were able to raise a lot of money to help fight breast cancer, recognized here on the field of the Lions Den. A tough start for the home team, DJ. A couple of good plays nullified by penalties and then a safety, but they come right back And they lead it by 5, and now they're on the move inside Blue Devil territory as Thrasher again goes to the air. He's got a receiver in the end zone, but a little bit outside and out of the reach of Tyler Campbell.
Yeah, it looks like Tyler was running a seam right down the middle of the field, and Chance actually wanted him to run towards a corner, and he's trying to throw him open, but it's a good job of taking a shot. I didn't mind him taking a shot there on second down, but it brings up a 3rd and long now. 4th down now. They try to take a shot. Looks like they're going to go for it.
4th and 8, too far for the field goal, too close for the punt in Blue Devil territory. Thrasher can sling it. Let's see if he can find a receiver, but he might have been able to draw off the Norcross defensive line, even though one of the Lion blockers also moved. Indeed, offside on the Blue Devils, so that'll move it to 4th and 3, much more manageable and achievable for the Ridge. Center is Alex Higgins, already committed to Charleston Southern. And again, able to draw off the Blue Devils and pick up the 1st down.
Gotta be kidding me.
How about that? 2 consecutive offside penalties against Norcross.
Just give me 1st down. Just free 1st downs right there. Norcross can't allow that. They can't do that up front. You got to watch the football and be more disciplined, especially on 4th down.
1st and 10 on the edge of the red zone, the 21-yard line for the Lions. Ground game, Nassim Antonor butting heads and staying on his feet, fighting and getting it inside the 5-yard line, down to the 3. Excellent run by number 20 in blue, a gain of 17.
Man has Vaseline on his legs right now. He's just popping off people. He just runs over Chris Allen right there. And
1st and goal, DJ. And again, it's Antonor, and this time he's bottled up. Hit at the line of scrimmage by Dorian Kithcart.
Yeah, not much going in the middle there. I wouldn't mind giving it back to him again. I mean, he fought hard to get you down there. Go for it again.
Russell 2 puts the ball at the 5-yard line, brings up 2nd down and goal for Peachtree Ridge.
Antonor, a senior, 185-pound tailback. Looked like they almost were able to draw Norcross offside again, but again, Antonor, the ball carrier, fighting for the end zone, diving in, and he's there. Touchdown, Peachtree Ridge. Nassim Antonor with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, a 3-yard run.
Offensive line did a great job there, but that was a lot of individual effort right there. He had a chance to be stopped there near the 2-yard line and just kept fighting, kept driving his legs, get him in the end zone. This is a huge, huge 13, well, about to be 14-2 lead for Peachtree Ridge.
Zaniel Phillips makes it 34 out of 36 on the season, 4 extra points. And Nassim Antonor and the Lions pull off an 8-play touchdown drive, capped off by a 5-yard touchdown run. They lead it 14-2 here on WSBTV.com.
At the end of the first quarter, Mountain View 14, Meadow Creek 0. And at the end of the first quarter, Mountain View 14, Shadow 7. Number 7, Harrison Arnold, to kick off the Peachtree Ridge.
Maybe just I got a system now, but I try to make it easier.
Yeah. Back at the Lions Den with a 5-2 Peachtree Ridge Lions, looking good against the defending champion Blue Devils of Norcross. Kickoff fielded by Simpkins at the 1-yard line, looking for some room, able to get it out to the 17-yard line. That's where Jacob Gassert and his Blue Devils will set up shop, 1st and 10, to try to answer the Lions so far unanswered 2 touchdowns.
Back to the replay here. Nothing but a great individual effort here. He has a chance to cut it up, but he understands he got 2 blockers on the outside, fights through the tackle of one of the defensive linemen and gets in the end zone. Great individual effort. But now I want to see what Jacob's going to do. His team is down. Here's some adversity. Haven't really seen adversity yet, so here's a good chance for him to show his girt right here.
And a whistle blows the play dead. Lined up offside, the Blue Devil offense. Mental mistakes being committed by the Blue Devils. You don't see that very often from Keith Maloof's club.
You know, it's been a lot of plays that's been going on in this first half that's not been typical of a Keith Maloof team. You talk about the 2 plays they had on 4th down to give Peachtree Ridge the first down.
Now 1st and 15 for the Blue Devils. Gassert, quick release, complete on the right side to Jared Pinckney. As DJ pointed out a little while ago, that is a big target, 6'5", 230 pounds.
Yeah, you got one-on-one on the backside. He's a big receiver against a smaller corner in Bailey Buchanan, who's at 5'11", 175, but he's 6'5", and you got free reign to him. I think they would like that matchup more.
Picked up 13 on the play. It was 1st and 15. Now it's 2nd and 2, and the Gassert mishandled the snap, and Breon Dixon was all over him. Gassert's lucky to recover that loose ball.
Benner, I can tell you exactly what happened right there. Peachtree Ridge is coming with the blitz. He sees the blitz out the corner of his eye, takes his eye off the football for a half a second, and that's what you have the miscue.
Loss of 6 on the play. So now from 3rd and short to 3rd and long. Nathaniel Thomas and Jameer Billings in the backfield with Gassert. Gassert has 2 receivers up top and looks like confusion, and Keith Maloof is going to have to burn the 2nd timeout of this half for the Blue Devils. Keith Maloof in his 16th year at Norcross, a record of 127 and 51. And boy, has he built this program. 4 region titles, 2 state championships the last 2 years. Last year he defeated North Gwinnett, a region rival. And we mentioned earlier in this broadcast, DJ, that this Region 7 of Class 6A, arguably the toughest in the entire state. I know that Lowndes and Colquitt County and all those boys in South Georgia are mighty strong, but this region here in Gwinnett County is, as you mentioned, loaded.
Yeah, it's loading. You see, to beat North Gwinnett last year, and North Gwinnett actually beat them in the regular season. They came back to revenge that loss, and just it's just amazing what Coach Maloof has done year after year after year, just bringing in different players, and they just buy into a system. They're just used to winning around there.
Indeed they are. 3rd and 8 now for Jacob Gassert, who rolls to the right. Looks down the right side, has a receiver, big number 14, Jared Pinckney. That's complete out beyond the 30-yard line, and plenty enough for a 1st down.
One-on-one on the outside, comeback route by Pinckney. You see him come out of the route, and just an excellent delivered football. Good separation from him. Even got 2 feet in just for good measure. Just a great individual draw play to one of your better receivers.
Gain of 13 yards. Play is held up while they get the sticks in place. Fresh set of downs from their own 32. Billings, the ball carrier, looking for some space on the left side and pushed out of bounds by Chad Clay.
Not much going there. Good job of Peachtree Ridge just pushing that play. Just keep on wide and don't allow them to ever find a hole. End up pushing to the sideline. Picked up 2 or 3 yards, but pretty good play defensively for Peachtree Ridge.
Picked up a couple, got it out to the 33-yard line.
He's off back up there. Chance Thrasher's pass intended for number 14. Malik Robinson is incomplete. It's going to bring up second down and 24 for Peachtree Ridge. Quarterback keeper by number 9, Chance Thrasher. Stop by number 2, Ferdinand Aka. It's going to bring up third and 23 for the Lions. Pass is complete from Chance Thrasher, number 2, Christian Sutton. Stopped by number 42, Chris Allen. There's a penalty flag on the play and also an official's timeout. Holding call against Peachtree Ridge. Sideline warning penalty against Norcross.
I wouldn't.
The penalty was declined. They'll bring up fourth down and 16 for Peachtree Ridge.
Say what?
The punt is muffed and recovered by number 21, Travis Bowers. The ball will be spotted down at the Norcross 4-yard line where it's going to be first and goal, Lions. Check that, first and goal from the 3. Handoff goes to number 20 to C. Mantonor. Nice play in the backfield by number 5, Jermone Pledger. Loss of a yard puts the ball at the 4-yard line. It'll be second down and goal for Peachtree Ridge. Handoff goes to number 20 to C. Mantonor. Touchdown Lions! 4-yard touchdown run by number 20 to C. Mantonor makes the score Peachtree Ridge 20, Norcross 2. Once again, out of the snap of number 65, Blake Best, and the hold of number 1, Connor Hayward. Number 95, Daniel Phillips to attempt the extra point. The kick is good, and with 5:22 to go in the second quarter, the score, Peachtree Ridge 21, Norcross 2.
This is you all the way.
Number 7, Josh Alexander on the return. Stopped by number 43, Jace Caps. Ball spotted down. It looks like the Norcross in the 26-27 yard line, 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils.
We certainly apologize for our technical difficulties. I hope that you were able to see at least the picture and the fact that Peachtree Ridge is pulling away from the 2-time defending state champion Blue Devils of Norcross. Not sure if you were able to see the fact that Norcross bobbled and fumbled a punt. Peachtree Ridge recovered inside the 15-yard line, and from there, Nassim Cantonor took it in on 1st down for the 3rd touchdown of the game. Peachtree Ridge, as Chad Clay fields a punt from Norcross right now, and he goes down around the 22-yard line of Peachtree Ridge. But Nassim Cantonor is pulling away as the star of this game so far, and very surprising, DJ, that Norcross has made as many mistakes as they have in this first half.
Yeah, we talked about it in the first quarter. So uncharacteristic of a Coach Maloof coach team to have so many penalties, have so many mistakes, have things happen in this ball game. And it's a huge ball game when you talk region standings. Right now, 21-2, obviously a long ball game to go. But Peachtree Ridge has looked like the better team tonight.
Approaching the 4-minute mark, and again, it's Antonor, the ball carrier, but this time not much gain, if any at all. But Peachtree Ridge dominating the action. 3 touchdowns so far, one 78-yard TD toss from Thrasher to Chad Clay, and 2 short touchdown runs from that man, number 20, Nassim Antonor. And that accounts for the 3 scores for the Lions. Norcross just with the safety in the early going, but they have done nothing offensively so far in this first half. Thrasher with the screen pass out to the right side, complete to Tyler Campbell, who picks up good yardage after the catch all the way out to the 33-yard line. Gain of 10 yards on the play.
Nice job of him getting to the outside. They still got a whole almost 3.5 minutes to go before halftime. They still got their timeouts on the board, so no rush for Peachtree Ridge right now. They want to get down, impossible getting the field goal range or get another, add 6 points to the board before halftime.
Thrasher putting it in the belly of Antonor, nothing there on 1st and 10 as we get closer to the 3-minute mark here in the second quarter. Peachtree Ridge, the team in blue, came in with a 5-2 record, a 3-1 mark in Region 7 play. Their opponent tonight, Norcross, came in with a 6-1 record, undefeated in region play, but is all Peachtree Ridge so far. Thrasher complete on the right side to Sutton. Shakes off a tackler, gets it across the 45-yard line, and steps out of bounds at the 46, but another flag comes in on the play. A gain of 13 will wait for the penalty.
They got to be in a position of offensive pass interference, maybe. Face mask on the defensive.
Nothing going right for Norcross so far.
You got one-on-one coverage on the outside, and just a good play by Chance, opening that football up and just slinging it out there on the curl route and making a good play on the outside. It's number 2. Christian Sutton. Done a good job on that play. Making guys miss after you catch the football as well.
Penalty moves the line of scrimmage into Norcross territory. 1st and 10 from their 49. Antonor, the ball carrier. He is carrying the load right now. Came in as the leading rusher. Picks up 4 on that run. Had over 550 yards on the ground with 100 carries. He's got to be close to 20 carries so far in this first half, DJ.
Yeah, he's coming in as the leading rusher. He's going to lead his ball game as the leading rusher, especially with them being up 21-2. He's going to get a lot of totes in that second half.
Play action, pass out to Sutton on the right side, complete. The Peachtree Ridge offense is full of rhythm right now. They are on the move as we approach the 2-minute mark. A gain on that catch of 10 yards.
Sutton, coach talked about him being elusive in open field. Talked about he's a very good deep ball threat. He's done a good job of catching underneath stuff and making things happen with it, but that was a good catch in traffic to make that play.
And he came in as the leading receiver for this Lion team. Antonor back with the football. Gets it across the 35-yard line, down to the 34.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the half. They got plenty of time to get into the end zone. They still got their timeouts on the board. This offense likes to go fast anyway, so they got plenty of time.
Thrasher, the swing pass, left side to Tyler Campbell. Flags come in all over the place, a total of 3 on the ground.
Trying to show their arm strength on that throw on those flags.
They were, weren't they?
Obviously, it was a holding call on the outside. They run this bubble-type play majority of the football game. Actually, that's how they got – Norcross got their 2 points was off that bubble play, but the receivers got to do a better job of blocking on the outside, especially in this bubble screen.
Again, our referee, Todd Downs, holding on the offense. That will slow down this current drive for Peachtree Ridge, but still plenty of time, and considering they have all 3 of their timeouts and the way they've been moving the football, should not be too much of a deterrent.
And that's kind of the only thing that stopped Peachtree Ridge's offense right now. You would think Norcross defense has been pretty good on the season. When they came in, they've allowed only 17 points in their last 4 games. Obviously, Peachtree Ridge you left that already.
Thrasher chased out of the pocket, tucks and runs, goes for the 35-yard line, takes on the would-be tackler, Chris Allen, and moves him back. Good, strong run, but yet another flag on the ground right around midfield. That's in the offensive backfield, so it should be coming back.
Holding penalty against Peachtree Ridge.
So Peachtree Ridge offense loves to go fast. We've spoken about that. Norcross defense is a defense that's used to getting sacks. They got almost 22 sacks on the season, but they haven't gotten the chance as much in this ball game. He's been able to sit back and throw the football. You see the holding call there. He's been able to sit back, but they've hurt themselves on these last 2 drives with the penalties, bringing up a really second and long.
Really long. They've moved the line of scrimmage back to the 40 of Peachtree Ridge. The first down is at the 26-yard line of Norcross. That would be 2nd and 34. And they give the ball to Antonor for a dive play up the middle. Not sure about that call. Picks up a few yards, gets it out to the 46-yard line, and the clock continues to run.
They got all that. I mean, they got a whole cast of timeouts. Maybe they just content about taking this into the halftime, being up by 19. And then you also got to think about it. They get the ball at half too, so they're not worried about anything going on right now. They've controlled the first half. Offense, defense, special teams, they've done a good job.
That is Peachtree Ridge head coach Mark Fleetwood. Thrasher again to throw. He's going deep down the middle and just off the fingertips. Intended for Malik Robinson, a 2-year starter for the Lions.
Yeah, coach said Malik Robinson was more the possession type receiver. So he runs good routes, has good hands, has a couple touchdowns on the season just off the outstretched hands of Malik Robinson.
So that'll force a punt for Peachtree Ridge. Not really sure. I mean, I know they had a long way to go for the first down, DJ, but why not keep the ball and keep going for it and use a couple of timeouts?
Yeah. It's hard to argue when you're up 19 and Norcross hasn't done anything to help theirself. Don't do anything to hurt yourself at all either.
Thrasher might have been marked down. I believe he was. He went to his knee to catch that snap.
Wow.
And that's going to result in a 1st and 10 for Norcross at the 32-yard line of Peachtree Ridge with 41 seconds remaining in the second quarter.
Major swing right there. That's a major swing there. Now Norcross has a little bit of hope. If they can go down and score, they can get right back in this ball game. It's only if they go maybe to get a touchdown. They don't need field goal. They need a touchdown. They got great field position, but you got to remember, they already used 2 of their timeouts already, so they only have 1 left in this half with 41 seconds.
Thrasher, the quarterback who handles the punting duties, went to his knee to catch a low snap. He was marked down, so it's 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils at the Peachtree Ridge 32-yard line. Jacob Gassert going to the air, chased out of the pocket. He's still alive. Time ticking away. Going downfield on the right side to the end zone and picked off. Beautiful play by Breon Dixon. He's bringing the football back and gets it across the 30-yard line. How about that swing and turn of events in the last 2 or 3 plays?
Bad, and more bad decision there for Jacob Gassert. No reason to force the football, throw it away, live for another down. You still had another timeout. You still had more time on the clock. You can't throw that football. You got to give yourself a chance to play another down. Good job of escapability here. He gets outside the pocket. Coach says he does a good job of extending plays. But right now, if it's not there, throw it away. Just throw the football away or run out of bounds. No need to force this football. And that's what happens when you force the issue. You got 3 blue jerseys around 1 receiver. Just a bad outcome there for Jacob Gassert.
Breon Dixon, 6 foot, over 200 pounds, going up high to snag that football out of the air. That was a beautiful play. Breon's had a great first half so far for the Lions.
Yes, he has. We said his name numerous amount of times. Not only just tackling guys, but you see him right there. He was 30, 40 yards down the field making that interception.
From the linebacker position.
That just shows his athleticism. I mean, he just didn't wait for that football to come down. He went up and attacked it at the highest point like a defensive back.
So the line of scrimmage will be at the 26-yard line of Peachtree Ridge as they take over 1st and 10. 20 seconds remain. Looks like they're just going to take a knee, even though quarterback Thrasher is in the shotgun position. That is indeed the case, and that will be the last play of the first half. Peachtree Ridge exploding for 21 points here in the first half and looking good right now to improve their record to 6-2 on the year. Peachtree Ridge could have had more because a lot of penalties prevented them from adding more to their point total. But the focus right now at halftime is the poor, sloppy play from the 2-time defending state champion Norcross Blue Devils.
Just so uncharacteristic, the penalties, the turnovers, forcing the football, things that they usually don't do. And you can feel the pressure right now. They feel like we got to get back in the ball game, down 21-2. And like you said, Peachtree Ridge could be up so much more, but just uncharacteristic of a Coach Maloof team. And they got to find a way to get it together, especially in this second half, where Peachtree Ridge is going to have a huge, huge win. And some people are going to say an upset.
You know, this guy played in the NFL for the Falcons. Well, another former Falcon, Ray Buchanan, will be joining us in the second half. His kid plays for Peachtree Ridge. He'll be our special guest. But stick around for halftime because Michael Carvel, the recruiting expert for the AJC, will have an update on the Yellow Jacket recruiting news. I know you'll stick around for that. We thank you for joining us on a Friday night for WSBTV.com's presentation of Friday Night Football. So what happened?
Everything just crashed or something?
Ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field is the Norcross High School Blue Devil Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Mr. Lee Newman and Assistant Band Director Ms. Jessie Matthews. This season we proudly present Beyond, featuring arrangements from 2001, A Space Odyssey, The Final Countdown, the 2013 motion picture Star Trek Into Darkness, When the Stars Go Blue, Fly Me to the Moon. The Norcross Marching Band is under the field command of drum majors Crystal Portugal, Vicky Liu, and Kate Tabling. Drum majors, is your band ready? May take the field, ladies and gentlemen, the Norcross High School Blue Devil Marching Band.
Let's hear it for the Norcross High School Marching Band. Let's hear it for your Peachtree Ridge High School Lions Marching Band. Tonight, the marching band will be performing the back half of their competitive show. The show is entitled X Marks the Spot. We'll find our way through the burning desert, battle the evil guardians, and find our lost treasure. Drum Major Tim Varenhorst, Amber Luis, and Carrie Bethia, you may take the field for a performance. Your Peachtree Ridge High School Marching Band
is in control of the action here at halftime with a 19-point lead along with DJ Shockley. I'm Van Earl Wright. We thank you so much for spending part of your Friday night with us. Keith Maloof, in his 16th year as the leader of the Norcross football program, 2 back-to-back state championships, a guy with that much experience, that much success. What do you think he was telling his team?
Don't panic. Don't panic. We're used to being in tough situations. We're used to being in situations where we've been down. This is a team that's used to winning, so I'm sure there's no panic in their locker room. They got plenty of chances. They got a long ball game in the second half to come back, so they have time. I'm sure a guy with his kind of caliber who's used to winning, they won't panic in their locker room.
I would certainly be surprised if they would, because as you mentioned, they certainly know how to win. They came in with a 6-1 mark, and they've got plenty of talent on their side as well. It was a great start in this ball game for the visitors from Norcross, as they got a safety early on in the first quarter. Number 8 taking care of business, Devontae Goodbeer, but then the long pass from backup quarterback Barron Radcliffe, intercepted by Tyler Murphy. And after that, Chance Thrasher, the Peachtree Ridge quarterback, hooked up down the left sideline with Connor Hayward, one of 4 Peachtree Ridge players whose fathers played in the NFL. That was a 78-yard scoring play. And then Nassim Antonauer getting it done for the Lions on the ground late in the first half. Norcross had a chance, but a poor decision by their quarterback.
Poor decision is right. They had 40 seconds to go, plenty of time, another timeout on the clock, and you give it to Peachtree Ridge back with the interceptions. Turnovers, penalties was the big key to Norcross being down 21-2 here at halftime.
Considering the heritage of the Norcross program, I was expecting it to be a little closer here, but Peachtree Ridge overcoming some penalties, overcoming some mistakes, and taking advantage of opportunities presented to them.
Peachtree Ridge looking like the team that's highly ranked and
right
in the state and everything, and they're playing to Norcross's issues, so they're making sure that they capitalize on every issue they have, and they got to keep that going and get the ball here in the second half and see what happens.
And we are ready for kickoff as we return to the action. As we mentioned, Peachtree Ridge with their 19-point lead will get the football to start off the second half. Chad Clay returning the kickoff around the 10-yard line and returning it all the way out to the 19. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 19-yard line. I mentioned Connor Hayward, the recipient of that 78-yard TD toss, one of 4 kids of former NFL players here on the Peachtree Ridge roster. One of those fathers, Ray Buchanan, the former Falcon and Indianapolis Colt, a good friend of DJ's. He'll be joining us here in the third quarter in the booth to share his thoughts about his son and this game as well. We're looking forward to that visit. Right now, though, it's Peachtree Ridge football to start off the second half as Chance Thrasher continues at quarterback with Nassim Antonor at running back, and a whistle blows the play dead. Not much offensive production from the Norcross offense in the first half, just 65 total yards, DJ.
8 rushing yards. That's something that this Norcross team does not like. They like to run the football, and having 8 rushing yards in that first half is something they cannot have. And obviously the 2 turnovers were critical as Peachtree Ridge scored 14 points off it.
We'll try it again. Pass intended for Sutton, but he was held by the defender, and a flag comes out. Looks like it's going to be pass interference, and Sutton looks shaken up on the play as well.
Yeah, it looks like he got there just a tad bit early. Damian Williams, number 30, the defensive back on that side. He got there a tad bit early, actually sitting on that route. Sutton seems to be okay, but he wants to play tighter coverage. He caught a couple passes on him in that first half. He wants to make sure he tightens his rein there for him here in the second half.
Good airtime for the Peachtree Ridge cheerleading squad. The PI penalty results in a 1st and 10 for the Lions. Nassim Antonor, a huge hole on the left side, all the way across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. A gain of 13 yards for another first down.
Right in the middle, right in the heart of that Norcross defense. Good job up front of, look at blocking down and kicking out there. Good job offensive lineman, good gaping hole, and Antonor doing the rest.
Excellent job blocking. Julian Uche, the left guard, along with center Alex Higgins, and they provide more running room for Antonor on the right side. This time, the guard Drew Lovely and the tackle Miles Pate.
You see 63 right there, Alex Higgins, the center. Coach said he has 40 to 55 pancakes in the season already. So having a guy like Antonor in the backfield makes it easier when you have a lineman like Alex Higgins up front who can create some big holes for you.
Peachtree Ridge on the move, 2nd and 4 from the 49. Pass complete on the right side to Sutton. He gets it into Norcross territory and down to their 45-yard line. Good enough for another Peachtree Ridge first down.
You got to think about how big that pass interference penalty was. They had the penalty on first down and move them back, and then they get the PI on first down, to move the chains and get back in first down. Now they're moving. Big penalty there.
1st and 10. Antonor, again the ball carrier, nothing there on that first down run. Just underway here in the second half of this huge Region 7 showdown between the region leader, Norcross, the team in white and gray, trailing by 19 to Peachtree Ridge, who came in as part of a 3-way tie in the region chase. 2nd and 10 for the Lions. Quarterback Chance Thrasher with the audible. Thrasher looking to throw, going left side, has a receiver. Caught Malik Robinson. Minimal gain, but still positive, and another flag comes out. That one's coming back. It's going to be holding against the Lion offense. 7 penalties on each team in the first half, as referee Todd Downs has been staying busy along with his officiating crew this Friday night.
I think both of them had 2 consecutive penalties on this particular drive already. You had the pass interference, and now you got a couple holding calls on Peachtree Ridge, taking them back after they moving the football, kind of slowing down that momentum. We talked about in the first half how they want to be up-tempo. When they have penalties like that, it gets them off track.
Now it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Lions. Again, Antonor, the ball carrier. He got rocked that time. Big collision on the right side. Involved on the takedown, Devontae Goodbeer, who was responsible for the 2 points for Norcross, recording the safety early in the first quarter. And you see Ansonor's a little shaken up. I think he got his bell rung on that play.
Yeah, so did Goodbeer. So did Goodbeer. He did the same thing. He's the one who's down for Norcross. Pretty tough hit right there.
Devontae Goodbeer, a 170-pound senior. Been having an excellent year. Came in with more than 60 tackles and 11 tackles for loss. And he had another big one tonight as he made that tackle for the safety for the Blue Devils, 2 points.
It looked like they're checking around his shoulder and neck area. Good thing he's sitting up now. See that trainer there? That's my man Harris Patel. He was a trainer while I was at Georgia, know him really well, took care of me when I was down. So they're in good hands, trust me. They're in good hands with that guy.
There you go. Peachtree Ridge talking over their strategy. That's Tyler Campbell, a wide receiver, with the left tackle, Blake Best, who's one of the captains on the night for the Lions.
3-year starter there for Blake Best. 3-year starter. Done a good job for him. Like you said, permanent captain for him. And good to see Mr. Devontae Goodbeer run off the field. Looks like he'll come back pretty soon.
But 3rd and long now for the Lions. 3rd and 22, it looks like. 3rd and 24. Thrasher taking the shotgun snap, looking to throw down the left side. Overthrows his intended target, Connor Hayward, who already has a touchdown catch on the game.
Good coverage on the backside.
So a much-needed stop for the Blue Devils here on the first offensive series of the second half for the Lions.
No doubt about it. They needed that. Obviously, Peachtree Ridge hurt themselves with the penalties, the holding calls that got them behind the chains. But now a good chance for Norcross to possibly get back into this ball game. And, but it has to come offensively. You haven't done much offensively yet, and your defense comes up with a big stop. Offense needs to show up now.
Thrasher, the quarterback, handles the punting duties for the Lions. Came into tonight's contest averaging 39 yards a punt. Back deep for the Blue Devils, Jared Simpkins and Josh Alexander. Punt will go out of bounds and be marked just outside of the 35-yard line of Norcross. And that's where Mark Fleetwood's defense will come on for the first time in the second half to try to keep the Norcross offense in check. You see number 16 on the field. That's Griffin Barker. He started this season as the #1 quarterback for the Blue Devils, and he will start the second half as well, running the show for the Norcross offense.
Won't be a letdown. I mean, he's a guy who's played some football, so he understands how to run this offense.
Coming out of the eye, they put it in the belly of Jameer Billings. Lots of running room on the right side. Billings showing the speed, just tripped up outside of the 40-yard line and finally goes out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Excellent first offensive play for Norcross here in the second half, a gain of 29 yards.
And what Coach Maloof talked about, we want to be getting the eye. We want to spread you out. Here's getting the eye, running downhill, and Jameer just making the most out of it. Big momentum change here. And you can see the tide change a little bit.
Excellent run by Billings, 29 yards. 1st and 10 for Norcross, and Billings gets the football again, and a whistle blows the play dead. Timeout called on the play by Peachtree Ridge. Their defensive coordinator, Philip Hale, getting after his crew.
Yeah,
reminding them they're in charge. Do not let control of this game slip away.
That's all Norcross needs right now. It's a little momentum,
right? Make
a couple plays. Their offense hasn't done much, and you see their defensive coordinator fired up in that huddle right now. He's expecting a lot from him. They only allowed 2 points so far. He wants to keep it that way.
Absolutely.
But Norcross has to capitalize on this good field position right now. They're already in Peachtree Ridge territory. They got to continue to stay on time. What I mean by stay on time is to stay ahead of the chains. Don't do anything to set yourself back like you did in the first half with penalties or turnovers. But you never know. They brought in Griffin Barker, who may be a change of pace guy. Look at him, Griffin Baker. You see what he's done on the season. I think the biggest thing for him is the 7 interceptions. He hasn't taken care of the football. But here's the new time for him to maybe get his job back and bring his team back.
Well, he certainly seemed to have provided them a spark so far. His first throw of the second half down in the dirt, intended for Jared Pinckney. Poor throw by Barker that time. As you take a look at Chad Clay of the Lions, another one of those kids on the Peachtree Ridge team who comes from an NFL legacy. It's 2nd and 10 for the Blue Devils. Billings, the ball carrier, over the middle, gets it across the 35-yard line. They'll mark it at the 35, a gain of about 1.5 yards. It'll be 3rd and long for the Blue Devils.
Talk about Griffin Barker for a second. Coach talked, you know, when he lost his job, he still stayed mentally into it. He didn't get down. He didn't fight off the field. He's done a good job on and off the field, being a complete team player for him and being a leader. So he's ready for this moment. He got a chance now in the second half, so we'll see what he can do on his big 3rd down.
Keeping himself looking to throw. Another poor throw, and again intended for Pinckney, but he just threw it in the dirt, but he was harassed. He might have been doing that intentionally just to avoid the sack and avoid any type of potential interception.
Going to bring up 4th down and 9 for the Blue Devils.
4th and 9 for Norcross. It looks like Keith Maloof. There's number 18 for Peachtree Ridge. He is a key member of their defense. He's one of their captains, a senior strong safety, Joe Smith. 6'2", 190. He can play linebacker as well. So let's see if the Blue Devils
coming with the pressure.
Big 4th and 9. Pass way off the mark from Barker, intended for Jared Simpkins. So the Lions will take over on downs, and pretty good field position for them as well. The line of scrimmage will be the 35-yard line of the Lions. So when Norcross comes out, shuts down the Peachtree Ridge offense on their first series, has a good running play, but then they stall, and now the Lions are going to try to get back on it.
Yeah, Peachtree Ridge on that last 4th down play, they came after Griffin there. They brought a cover 0 blitz. Didn't allow him to sit back there in the pocket and see what's going on. They brought a cover 0 blitz and forced him to throw the football quickly.
1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 35-yard line. Again, Marquez Jackson, the ball carrier. As we hit the 8-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter.
Big 2nd down here for Peachtree Ridge. They got to come out with something here. They got to get something going. They didn't do much in that last drive. They got to make sure they do something to solidify themselves here and get ahead of the chains. They can't stay behind the chains here.
Handing it off to Jackson, nowhere to go. Good stop from defensive tackle Jalen Broadnax, I should say.
Norcross done a good job, especially in the second half, coming out, stopping what Peachtree Ridge done. They kind of settled in defensively and been able to get after Peachtree Ridge. Now it brings up another long 3rd down for Peachtree Ridge.
Going to be 3rd and about 12 for the Lions. Both offenses sputtering a little bit here in the second half. Keeping it on the ground, Jameer Billings, all kinds of running room, and he picks up a 1st down. As he gets close to midfield, they'll mark him at the 48-yard line. I'm sorry, Marquez Jackson, the ball carrier. Excellent play and a clutch play after a gain of 15 yards.
That's got to be disappointing. It's 3rd and 12, and they end up coming with a draw and pick up 15 yards on 3rd down to stay on the field. Norcross defense got to do better, especially on 3rd down.
1st and 10. Thrasher keeping it himself and getting it across midfield. Right now we promised, and we are delivering. We promised that Ray Buchanan will be joining us here in the broadcast booth, and indeed he is, the former Falcon and Colt.
Big play Ray.
That's right.
What's up, Shock?
Glad to have you here, and of course Ray has a son on the Peachtree Ridge team, Balin Buchanan, who's following in his dad's footsteps. Ray, there's your son right there, Balin, number 5 in blue.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get.
Ray, what are you doing with that hair, man?
I'm investing in a pair of clippers. You know how these kids wear their hair out. You know, he got a long way before he get dreadlocks. You know, we used to meet Ricky Williams, Al Harris, and McKenzie, we were the ones that first started it, and Balin decided in the middle of it that he didn't want to do it, so that's why he's trapped. But, you know, it's fun. It's fun watching them go out here and play and have a good time and have fun. You know, Ray Jr. was here a couple years ago.
Pass complete on the right side to Tyler Campbell. Good for another Peachtree Ridge first down, a gain of 9 yards on the play. And as you see, there are all kinds of NFL bloodlines on your Lions team, Ray.
It's fun to see what Eric Richards has done with this program, you know, the youth program. And a lot of these guys, Connor Hayward, Cam Jones, Chad Clay, you know, Craig Ironwood Hayward, you know, did a lot with his son too. So it's a lot of guys that come up in the ranks over here in Gwinnett.
Now, Ray, now tell you, they're up 21-2 right now, and a lot is going on defensively. They're doing a good job. How do you think your son's played so far? I've seen they caught a couple passes on him over there, Ray. They had to come back. They isolated him over there, caught a slant on him. How do you think he's doing so far?
You seen that big Andre the Giant they got out there, right?
They got a big receiver, yeah.
I told Balin, it's one of those games when you go against tall receivers like that, it's better to probably give up some of the short passes and not so much the deep ball. So I went to Home Depot and got him an axe so he can chop him down, and also you know, got him a ladder just in case he needs to climb up and go get the ball.
Well, we saw in the first half, Tyler Murphy, Balin's teammate, he's 5'10" or 9", and he went up against a 6'5" receiver and picked off that ball. That was huge play.
Huge play. A lot of these guys going out here to make plays. I had an opportunity to talk to a lot of the defensive backs. I told them the only thing you guys are missing, you know, because you got out there making a lot of big plays, you're making big tackles, we need the ball. So that was a great interception that Tyler had got.
How do you think they're going to fare the rest of this second half and also going into the season as they finish up? And I know they got some quality opponents coming up here. How do you think Peachtree Ridge is going to finish up this year?
You know, if they play like they're playing tonight, nobody thought that it was going to be, you know, maybe 21-2 sitting here with, you know, 4 minutes left to go in the third quarter. But if they continue to play like this, you know, against the Mill Creek, against the Collins Hill, you know, this is the true Peachtree Ridge that we once, you know, that we know that they can capable to go out there and go play. And North Gwinnett is, you know, was a team that I thought that was a big, huge team that they did not beat. So this will be a big challenge for them.
Now, Ray, how does your son compare to you as both DBs?
Oh, I think I know the answer to this
How does
question.
he compare to you? Is he on that level yet? Does he have that kind of flair, that swag that Ray Boo has, or no, he's not there yet?
No, he ain't got that swag yet. But he, you know, I'm slowly injecting him in the evening when he's not knowing it while he's sleeping, and it's slowly starting to come out. By the time his senior year roll around, he'll eventually get that wiggle. But he's one of those kids. I don't put a lot of pressure on him. I want him to go out there and continue to play ball. I don't want him following in my footsteps. I say, you know what, follow my footsteps, different shoes. Right. I want them to make their own path. And as we go through this college process with him, he's getting a lot of attention now. You know, I try to, you know, take them through the ropes and then allow them to sort of make their decisions for it. So he's been groomed well, and I think that he's only going to get better as he's out there on the field.
We had a pause in the action for measurement. The Lions came up a little bit short, so it's 3rd and inches really for a first down, as they are inside the 30-yard line and moving the football again, trying to increase their lead against the 2-time defending state champion Blue Devils of Norcross, and they're able to draw off Norcross offside again. Good job by their quarterback, Chance Thrasher. We're visiting with Ray Buchanan, the former NFL star and good friend of DJ's, and now becoming a friend of mine. Thank you very much.
We got room.
And also, how about this job that Mark Fleetwood, the Peachtree Ridge head coach, is doing? I mean, this is a surprising score for me right now, considering the quality of the opponent.
Yeah, especially against Norcross. They fast, they get sideline to sideline, and I thought that Mark Fleetwood, you know, drawing up some pretty good plays out here. He's an offensive-minded guy, and one thing that we knew is they can move the ball against Norcross, and Fleetwood's been doing a good job. He has a lot of talent on this football team.
He does.
I said the defense had to go out there and pretty much go set the tone. Fleetwood, you know, coaches out here on the sideline, they only can do so much, but the players got to go out there and respond, and I think right now, during a game like this one, he's been able to get them to respond.
Now, Ray, as a guy who played on the ultimate level, played in the NFL, did an outstanding job there, what are some of the things that you're telling your son now as he goes forward and, you know, wants to be highly recruited and go to the colleges? What kind of stuff can you tell him now going through all this process?
You know what? It's all about the flash and the lights, you know, for the kids. And they, you know, they watch the NFL games, they watch college football, and you watch television, and the kids forget the basics. You know, I try to keep him level-headed. You know, let's stick to the basics of playing football, and I don't try to get him to play into too much of the hype, but it's so hard, DJ. I just went down to DJ's alma mater, by the way. I was down in Georgia, and I really didn't know how much much they had it going on and how much DJ had it going on down there.
Banner, you heard that? Banner went to South Carolina, so he's a South Carolina guy.
You know what? Hey, I'm not sure if that's
I appreciate facts. You're being accurate. But Mark Rick has an incredible program in Athens.
Great program in what he's doing there. Spurrier does too. You know,
Spurrier
2 and 3.
Taking us to places we've never been. So.
Yeah, they're going backwards
They're
now.
going backwards
Stop
now.
it.
But I ain't mean to get us off track. But you know, I brought that up just to say, you know, as you go on these college trips and you get to see, you know, some of the schools, the kids get an opportunity, you know, to really see what it's really all about. And I think that that's real important as they go through this process.
Peachtree Ridge got the first down, and they got a touchdown. A beautiful throw from Chance Thrasher to Christian Sutton. Outstanding 27-yard touchdown toss, and the Lions continue to dominate the Blue Devils of Norcross, increasing their lead to 27-2 with a PAT pending.
Chance is showing why he could be one of the top players in this country. I mean, not in the country, but also around his state. He's done a good job throwing the football tonight, extending his plays, and sitting in the pocket on that one and delivering a strike. You got to like what Chance did there.
Well, Chance came in the top 10 for the state of Georgia in passing yards and in touchdown tosses with 19, and now he has 21 on the season. The PAT from Zaniel Phillips is good. It is 28-2. Peachtree Ridge just rocking the world as you take a look at Balin Buchanan. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Friday Night Football on WSBTV.com.
That was actually.
That was Christian Sutton.
Christian Sutton.
What did I say?
You said his son.
They had the same hairdo. That's what it was.
No.
Christian, I know.
See,
that's right.
Vanderbilt trying to get your boy some love, man. It ain't even him. He trying to get him some love.
I appreciate all the love that he's actually getting. Trust me. I appreciate it.
So the tight shot going to break was Sutton.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was number 2, yeah.
All right.
I'll probably mention it later, but a lot of the kids that grew up in this system, and they all started like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and then they just rolled. Yeah, so it's a little bit different from when we grew up. I'm not sure, but me,
no doubt. Oh, me too. We ain't had no feeder league. No, we had none of that.
It was a lot different.
Number 7, Josh Alexander. Number 24, Jared Cole.
Back at the Lions Den of Peachtree Ridge High School, where the home team is just rocking the world of the 2-time defending state champion Blue Devils of Norcross. Kickoff fielded down inside the 5-yard line and returned close to the 20-yard line. That's Santonio Mapp returning that kickoff. Here's another look at that beautiful throw from Chance Thrasher, DJ.
You can see just the pocket presence here and the touch on the football to lay it right over the defender and lay it in the hole. I mean, it's hard to teach that type of throw, and a good job of Chance Thrasher just making plays when it's there.
Now, if Ray Buchanan was playing DB, that ball would have been knocked down.
No, intercepted.
Ray didn't say he ain't gonna knock it down. He's trying to pick it off.
Gotta go get the ball. At the end of the day,
Ray say they ain't call me big play for nothing.
1st and 10 for Norcross from their own 20-yard line. That's Gassard back in at quarterback, and again they're getting the ball to Jameer Billings, their top running back. A gain of about 8 yards. Good run on 1st down. All right, Ray, be an analyst. Threaten DJ's job. What does Norcross need to do to get back in this ball game?
You know, eventually they're going to have to throw the ball. I know Norcross quarterback is not as talented as Chance when it comes to throwing because Norcross is normally running the football, but they're going to have to find some type of play-action pass and double move these guys and probably throw the ball deep eventually.
Gassard looking to throw, chase out of the pocket, going over the top and complete to Jared Pinkney, their big wideout, 6'5", 230 senior. He's the leading receiver for the Blue Devils, and he's got a bright future, a gain of 14 on that play.
Now, that's something we haven't seen from Jacob most of the game, extending plays and then also completing the football down the field. That's something he has to continue to do. If he doesn't, he can't stand in the pocket and just throw the football. They're going to get after him.
I saw one of his passes early. He had a nice rollout and a deep comeback throw. That was probably one of his nicer throws that I've seen.
That was on Balin, too.
Yeah, it was. I told Balin to stay over the top, and you know what? Giving up that play is probably a little bit better than giving up the big play.
And that's the thing about playing defensive back, Ray. I know you know it better than anybody else is. You can't give up that big play. I mean, especially in a game like this where everything means so much. You don't want to be the guy that gives up the big play.
DJ, nobody remembers the short passes. They will remember you and the band striking up and you in the end zone, and now they calling you rotisserie chicken, blackened chicken. We want that season. It just doesn't feel good as a defender.
Because we call guys that all the time.
I know that's right.
We call them that all the time.
You know, as they continue
guys like you, Ray, we would double move all the time because we know you aggressive dude, man.
Aggressive. Try to jump on the ball. When you see guys getting too aggressive out there, eventually you're going to give up a big play. You just don't want to, you just don't want it to actually happen. So coaches sort of, try to train you not to.
Illegal procedure on Norcross, so it's 1st and 15 for the Blue Devils. And again, Gassert looking to throw, pressured, and he throws it into the dirt. I was reading an article about you, Ray Buchanan, and you were saying it might have been written, well, I think it was written this past summer, and you were talking about how you didn't necessarily encourage your kids, your boys, to play football because you know that obviously it can be a violent game, and your body has paid the price, I'm sure, as DJ's has and many other former pro football players.
Well, the game has changed so much. Guys are getting bigger. They're getting faster. You're talking about this kid out here that's 230 pounds and a wide receiver.
Right.
And, just the collisions, So I tried to put the tennis racket. I tried to put golf clubs, baseball, basketball. It's just in their DNA and in their blood. I mean, even tried water polo, but
water polo.
Yeah. I tried everything. But
Ray can't swim. Don't believe that, man.
Well, a nice pass there completed from Gassert to Pinckney on the left side. A big gain of 12, so that'll make it 3rd and much more manageable for the Blue Devils.
Ray, let me ask you, does all the guys on the team who have dads who are celebrity dads play the NFL, do they talk about it? Do the kids talk about, like, hey, my dad did this, my dad was, Super Bowl and all this kind of stuff?
You know what, I think they probably used to get into it probably a little bit early on because a lot of the kids that's down there came up through the feeder system, so they've been together for so long. But as they get into, now they're sophomores and junior years and now roll into their senior years, they've seen us around enough. Some of the guys come around and we talk to the kids a lot. You got the Tony Joneses of the crew. You got myself. Steve Atwater has been through here, And Rodney Harrison's son doesn't even play here, but his son played in the feeder team as well.
Beautiful pass completion that time to Jameer Billings, moving the sticks after a gain of 18 yards and moving the line of scrimmage down to the 37-yard line of Peachtree Ridge. It is huge right now for Norcross to get this football into the end zone if they want to have any chance at mounting the comeback.
Well, I like what they did. They got him a safe, easy route. He threw an angle route to the back. Nice, easy completion for him to get him going here. It's one of these drives where they got to have points. You don't want field goals. They got to score touchdowns to make this game even interesting or close.
You see Norcross quarterback Jacob Gassert looking over to his play caller, Steve Sims, as they check the formation at the line of scrimmage. Gassert looking to throw, incomplete. Trying for Billings out of the backfield on a little screen attempt. How do you like this, how all the college teams started it a few years ago, and now the high school teams are doing it as well? They come up to the line and then they check with the sideline. To me, it just kills the rhythm. I don't like it as a spectator so much, but it's got to be frustrating as well for some of the players. And does it bother you?
It definitely bothers me. I used to see it back in the Peyton Manning days when he first started doing it.
Right.
And, the check with, it's almost like called check with me plays. Everybody's looking to the sideline. And defensively, sometimes you're sort of getting in your stance and you can get a little bit bored waiting for guys. But the rhythm of it for the offense is good. And it takes off a lot of pressure for the offensive guys because now they don't have to remember the plays and look at the wrist. They can just look at the sideline and get the play.
Pass complete to Jared Simpkins. Another first down for Norcross after picking up 13 yards on that play.
Yeah, they come back with a little in route right where he comes out and he fakes outside and comes back inside on an angle route from the receiver. Does a good job of getting open, finding the open zone and making a play. That's what they like to do, to get his guys in open space and allow them to make plays after the catch.
Line of scrimmage just outside of the red zone. Gassert showing quarterback draw, nothing up the middle, kicks it outside and steps out of bounds at the 19-yard line as we approach the 1-minute mark of the third period. Norcross on the move.
Malik Staples has to do a better job. Number 11, defensive end on that side, actually lost containment, more the Buck linebacker, but he lost containment, allowed Gassert to get outside and that's something he can't allow, especially when they're trying to get some things going.
Norcross trying to get their first offensive points of the night. They're on the move right now. This has by far been the Blue Devils' best drive. Let's see if they can continue to move it down the field. That pass intended for Billings out of the backfield, incomplete and behind the receiver.
Ray, let me ask you about your son. If he likes to play, it looks like they play a lot of off coverage. Well, what does he like? Does he like to play the bump press coverage or off coverage? What's his specialty?
He's built to play in someone's face. He's doing what's told. Coach Hale, the defensive coordinator, likes to play a little bit more zone. And the reason why, it's not so much of the outside guys and what their abilities are, but it's mainly for the inside guys, because when they do go up and play press man-to-man, for some reason in the past few games that the middle of the hole has been open. They've been coming out with 3 wides and linebackers trying to match up with the inside receivers, and it's been hurting them.
Gassert again to throw, going over the top to the end zone, intended for Pinckney, but the pass was out of bounds and incomplete.
That's the second time we've seen on third down that they light them up and go cover zero. They go cover zero, bring everybody, play man coverage on the outside. Don't give them a chance to sit back and throw the football. I know you guys like cover zero.
Well, tell us what cover zero is, fellas.
Well, Ray Boo, defensive back, tell them what cover zero is.
Cover zero is locked up man-to-man, called cat coverage, with everybody else on the outside when it comes to corners, receivers, and safeties with the running backs and tight ends. After that, the linebackers are totally blitzing. So everybody's controlling the gap, trying to get to the quarterback. And sometimes Coach Hale, noticing what's been happening to him the last few games, has been doing a little bit more blitzing in this game, which has been helpful.
Looks like it's coming again.
4th and 9 for the Blue Devils. They're going for it from the 19-yard line. Simpkins in motion. Gassert looking to throw again over the top. Way off the mark. Looked like a miscommunication between receiver and quarterback. So the drive stalls for Norcross in what was their best drive of the night. And the ball goes over on downs to Peachtree Ridge, leading by 26 points.
Ray Boo, what kind of guy is the DC down here? He's jumping, he's hollering, he's having a good time, he's hyped about it. Is he one of those fiery coaches?
Yes, he is. Coach Hale is a real fiery coach. He really gets into players. He has a passion. He loves the kids a lot, and they respond to him a lot, too. He's been there several years now, and I think that Coach Hale has been learning each week. You know, it's not just the players out here that's been learning something. He noticed that he was sitting off, especially against, like, North Gwinnett, and they was getting picked apart, and noticed what North Gwinnett did to Peachtree Ridge. So he looked at that film and just converted it over to tonight, and he's doing the same thing what happened to us a couple weeks ago. So I think that that's big ups to Coach Hale and what he's doing on that sideline with that defense.
5-yard run on first down for Peachtree Ridge. They continue to be in complete control of this Region 7 contest. We were talking earlier, Ray Buchanan, how just loaded this Region 7 is in Class 6A. It's got to be the strongest region in the entire state.
Yeah, I mean, you really have a lot of competition. I mean, you got the Mill Creeks, the Collins Hill, the North Gwinnetts. And you know what? I always said that this is probably one of the better, conferences that these guys have been playing against. The Peachtree Ridge is one of those teams that they talk about as well.
Antonauer with another strong run. He is having a huge night, and he is just controlling this ball game. A good run on second down. He steps out of bounds to stop the clock with 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
Right before we let you go for the end of the third quarter, just with the performance tonight, how far can this Peachtree Ridge team go?
If they play like tonight, that's what it is, DJ. They got to mimic what they're doing out here. I know you know how football goes. If you go out there and you're playing hot, everybody's playing with the energy. You see the sideline is getting fired up. The coaches even fired up. They play off of their energy. So, so big ups to Peachtree Ridge, and hopefully they can continue to do it. I got to give a big shout out to Ray Jr. tomorrow playing Northern. He played for Northern Iowa.
Nice.
And he played against Western Illinois. And I told him I was going to give him a shout out. Big shout out, Ray.
You can talk to him. Hey,
big shout out. Go out there and get a victory. And you heard about not getting beat deep. Let's not let it happen.
You got that right. Absolutely. You're going to be in trouble with Pops if that happens.
Right.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us in the booth, and it's great to see you again.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well, too.
All right.
All right, Big Shock.
We're through 3 quarters, and Peachtree Ridge leads Norcross 28-2, and we thank Ray Buchanan so much for joining us in the booth. Great, thank you, man. Thank you. It's all cold now.
It's still chilly out there. I usually get it, though.
Den of Peachtree Ridge High School, where the student section is fired up, covered in pink, and loving life and living large. And look at Nasim Antonauer, just busted wide open down the left side. Antonauer heading for the end zone, and he's in for another Peachtree Ridge touchdown. A run of 62 yards for number 20 in blue. What a night for Nasim Antonauer.
Wow. You talking about explosive. Wow. That happened in a quick fashion and hurry. Nasim's had an outstanding night. I think he's been the difference along with his defense. He's been the difference maker in this ball game, running so hard, running tough. He's a good physical runner. I like me some Nasim Antonauer.
And I am proud to tell you that there are no flags on the field.
I know that made you even more proud right there.
A 62-yard run right up the gut against the defense of the two-time defending state champions in Class 6A. Wow. That is impressive. Zaniel Phillips on for yet another PAT, and it's good. One play and 14 seconds into the fourth period. Nasim Antonauer on a 62-yard romp gives the Lions a 33-point lead over the Norcross Blue Devils.
I told you Ray Boo was funny.
Yes, he is. On the drive. Thank you. So that wasn't a first down run? That was a second down run? I thought that was the first play. Oh, the drive continued. My mistake. My mistake.
Number 87, Harrison on the kickoff for Peachtree Ridge.
No worries.
Back in for Norcross, number 1, Jared Simpkins, number 7, Yoss Alexander, number 19, Santonio.
The score you see is correct.
Not a typo, right?
Man. I know I'm surprised.
I'm sure not many people saw this coming. I mean, Peachtree Ridge probably thought it would be a close game, but didn't see this happen probably.
Kickoff return by Santonio Mapp out to the 33-yard line. How about Nasim Antonauer, DJ?
I mean, just impressive. I mean, he doesn't even get touched on this play, and then he shows the speed. I mean, this is a complete back. He's ran hard. He's run inside. He's run outside. He shows speed. He's caught the ball at the backfield. He's been the complete package tonight for this Peachtree Ridge offense.
Just 5'6" in height, 185-pound senior. And I don't know if that's his dad or a brother or a relative, but he's fired up.
He'd tell him, hey, look, you owe me a steak dinner tonight after this game.
Norcross takes over, and they turn to their sophomore quarterback, Baron Radcliffe. He's a big boy at 6'3", 205. So Keith Maloof is going to give his third-string QB a little playing time. But I tell you, I am really surprised by this domination of the Lions against a very talented Blue Devil squad.
Norcross offensively have done nothing the entire night. I mean, it's just confusing to know that they haven't been able to do that. And Peachtree Ridge has dominated them all the way throughout this ball game.
Oh, a bad snap. It goes right by Radcliffe. He's going to have to cover up. A huge loss on that second down play. A loss of 18 yards all the way back down to the 19-yard line. And boy, when it rains, it pours. My goodness.
Yeah, it's tough sledding right now. I like them getting him in the ball game, though, getting him some quality time. He's only a sophomore, so he's going to. Yeah, he wasn't even ready for the football yet. He was still trying to make a call down low, and he snapped the football. That's what happens when the quarterback and center in there. The communication sometimes is not there.
3rd and 24 for the sophomore quarterback, Baron Radcliffe. Quarterback draw right off the bat. Minimal gain. Stopped by Matt Bell, the nose tackle for the Lions.
It's kind of the same thing that's happened throughout this ball game. I mean, when you're in 3rd and 24, there's not much you can call, screen, draw. Not much going to really get you the first down on that particular play. Peachtree Ridge is dominated like we talked about. Just didn't see this coming from an undefeated Norcross team. They just didn't show up to play tonight, and it showed on the scoreboard.
And that punt was almost blocked, but it does get a Norcross bounce. Will roll all the way down to the 26-yard line of Peachtree Ridge. We've been talking throughout the night just how strong this Region 7 is of Class 6A. Norcross came in with the region lead because of their undefeated 4-0 record, but that will drop to 4-1 tonight and 6-2 overall. These are the numbers, these are the records going into tonight's action. Peachtree Ridge in a 4-way tie for second place in the region, and the rest of the final 2 games for the Lions against Mill Creek and against Collins Hill. So there is some intense football on the way.
Oh, it's going to come down to the end. This is good football. We talked about this region. All these teams have great talent. All these teams have great ability, and it's going to be interesting how this region turns out and who ends up taking it over, because right now it's up for grabs.
Marquez Jackson, the ball carrier on first down, loses a yard, so it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Lions. And again, another look at the standings. Norcross will fall out of first place, and based on what North Gwinnett and Collins Hill and those others do tonight, we'll have a whole new look.
And you got to look at the entire dynamics of this region and how they played each other. And people are going to see this game, and they're going to say Peachtree Ridge dominated Norcross. They dominated this ranked opponent at home. It just shows that anything can happen on any given night. I'm sure a lot of people thought Norcross was unbeatable. Nobody could, come anywhere near them. And, I mean, obviously they lost the 1 game, but they didn't expect Peachtree Ridge to come in and put up 35 points when they only given up 17 in the past 4 games.
They've been allowing an average of 12 points per game, has the Norcross defense, and they've given up already 35 tonight. Ball carrier is Tyler Campbell on the jet sweep, but want to let you know that number 20 in blue, the star of the show, Naseem Antonauer, already 150 yards and 3 scores on 22 carries. Looks like he's going to get a bit of a rest as Marquez Jackson, number 22, looks like he's ready to enter the ball game.
That sounds like a good night, Van Earl.
Man.
That sounds like
against the Norcross team.
That sounds like a pretty impressive night for a kid who's played some really good football tonight and throughout this year. Peachtree Ridge's offense this season averages 186 yards rushing. He has 150 by himself. So that's telling you it's been an impressive night for him.
Absolutely.
Timeout called by Peachtree Ridge.
There you see Naseem Antonauer, senior running back. Now, do you think he knows he's got to know he's over 100?
Oh, easily.
Does he know he's got 150?
I think that last run lets him know I'm over 100. I'm just not sure how much, but I guarantee what he does know, how many touchdowns he had. I guarantee you he knows that.
Timeout on the field right now. Peachtree Ridge used their second timeout. Norcross came in as the 5th ranked team in Class 6A. But of course, they might even fall out of the top 10 with such a one-sided loss. There you see the rankings for the highest classification in the state of Georgia. We've seen Grayson, we've seen Decula, we've seen Milton, McEachern, and North Gwinnett, and of course, Norcross tonight, DJ.
And here's a big game going on right now. You saw there Decula going against Grayson. Both teams undefeated, and I think Decula's up right now 20-17. So it's an interesting game. A lot of things going to happen with those rankings come tonight.
Santonio Mapp returning the Peachtree Ridge punt, still on his feet, going down the left sideline, and finally knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Good return by Santonio Mapp of the Blue Devils.
Good return, just under 8 minutes here. As we go back to the rankings, you're going to see a lot of big key games that are going on. And we just talked about DeCula and Grayson. It's going to be interesting. Colquitt County up there has the bye, but Norcross and Peachtree Ridge up at the top as well. It's a lot of big-time competition. We've seen North Gwinnett this year. We've seen McEachern, Milton. We've seen some of the best in this region already, and it's a pretty darn good region.
Well, this is Class 6A. I mean, this is the top 10 for the entire state. And
right.
I tell you, I was really impressed with Grayson quarterback Chase Bryce. I believe I've got the first name correct. As you see the Peachtree Ridge player being attended to. Might be some cramps. Hopefully that's all it is. But he was a very impressive quarterback as just a sophomore, and he's been able to help keep that team undefeated going into their showdown of undefeateds tonight against DeCula. So for the teams that you've seen so far, as we take a look at, I'm sorry, get with you. There we go. Brayon Dixon. He's had a big game tonight.
Yeah, he's had an interception. He's has TFLs. You know, he's done a good job tonight as a sophomore who Coach Hiley talked about. You hate to see him go down so late in this ball game with it, you know, out of reach. You can only hope he's okay and nothing's happened.
Took his shoe off. I think it's just a cramp. The way he's, I don't know, maybe he might have rolled it. That's head coach Mark Fleetwood in the front with the glasses and the blue sweatshirt. With the grayish hair. I won't call it gray. I'll call it grayish.
Whatever happened, he wanted to come out that shoe, though.
No.
I mean, I don't remember him wanting to come out that shoe. He must have had just to check to see if that toe or something was all right. Because they were checking. Only thing I think is come out of that toe. But he's able to walk off on his own, which is
hobble off.
It's a good sign, though. It's a good sign.
Good. All right, so Norcross takes over after the strong punt return from San Antonio Matt. 1st and 10 from the 43-yard line of Peachtree Ridge. Nicholas Sermons, the ball carrier. Good gain inside the 35 down to the 34. A gain of 9 yards, so it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Blue Devils. When we get a chance here, we're going to take a look at DJ's top 5 teams that he has. And this is for all classifications. Well, really from Class 4A up to Class 6A. 2nd and 1. Barron Radcliffe looking to throw and throwing it up for grabs and picked off in the defensive backfield by backup cornerback Rupert Jones, 5'9", 160-pound senior. Not a wise throw by the sophomore quarterback, DJ.
Yeah, complete force there. That was, you know, had a pressure in his face. Instead of throwing it away or just running or taking a sack, he throws it up for grabs. I don't even think he saw the receiver. He knew the area he was in, but he has to do a better job. The sophomore will definitely understand I can't make these type of plays if I want to play. You see the little pressure, and he just slings it before he even turns his head. And usually when you do that, good things don't happen.
Intended receiver, 6'5", Jared Pinkney. But it's Rupert Jones who comes down with the pick and gets the love from his teammates on the sideline. Peachtree Ridge takes over 1st and 10 from their own 11. And Antonauer still in the ball game and carrying the football for the Lions. 7 minutes to go here in the 4th period at Peachtree Ridge High School.
Well, if there's anybody you trust with the football, it's the senior. He's done a good job not only running with it when he's had it, but he's definitely controlled it. He hasn't turned it over. He's done a good job with the football. So Nassim is the guy you got to, when you want the football late in the ball game, I'm sure he's a player who wants it as well. But give the big guys some love up front. Blake Bess, you talk about Julian Uche, Alex Higgins, Drew Lovely, Miles Pate. They've done a good job up front creating holes for Peachtree Ridge.
They have done a very good job. Quarterback keeper, Thrasher on the read option. Takes it up the left side. Good gain will make it 3rd and 5 for the Lions. Big props to the Peachtree Ridge offensive line, DJ. Glad you said their names because they really have done a good job against really what is a senior defensive front for Norcross.
Very true. And that's why you see a lot of teams do that. Norcross was coming with the pressure. Now you're going to see them maybe change their look because maybe they saw the blitz, and now coach get to see what's happening. See if they keep the blitz on or they get out of it. Looks like they kept it on.
Antonar, the ball carrier, left side, lots of room. Little high stepping down the left sideline. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Good for another first down, but we do have a flag on the play, and while they sort that out, we'll take a look at DJ's top 5 teams. This one coming back.
We've seen some impressive teams this year. You know, obviously Buford's been very impressive. Milton, Grayson, who we just talked about in the state rankings, have been impressive. McKeecher, seen them twice. Alatoona, but also, you know, somebody who's close in there is Sandy Creek. Sandy Creek is a close 5A to me, or they could easily be in his top 5. It's just tough to put everybody in there. We've seen some great teams this season already, and it's hard just to choose 5.
Well, that's why we're forcing you to do so. We can't make it easy for you.
I got a 5A in there.
Who's the 5A?
Sandy Creek.
Okay. Penalty moved the line of scrimmage back to the 9-yard line, and now we got a timeout.
Now I need a 5B for Peachtree Ridge. I mean, geez.
There you go. Another flag. Half the distance to the goal line.
Van Earl.
VE's top 5. And I also excluded Sandy Creek. But how about Buford? Both of us picked them as the #1 team, even though they're Class 4A. But they had a great game that we broadcast earlier this season.
Versus McKeecher.
A big win at home against McKeecher. This is Buford's first season in 4A, and they have continued to be a dominating football team.
And I think that's the big thing when we talk about teams and how they played. It's been dominating. They dominated McKeecher in that ball game all the way around, and it kind of looks similar to this ball game. Peachtree Ridge has completely dominated Norcross, and something you didn't expect it. 3 plays in a row, Van Earl, the pink flag comes out.
Yes, it appears that referee Todd Downs is not happy with the amount of airtime he's received. So in a blowout game with less than 5 to go, he wants to milk the camera as much as he possibly can.
Got to give him some love, man. He wants some love.
Am I being too cynical? Thank you. I've just heard in my ear, probably. Get off your soapbox of the referees, Van Earl, you freaking dog head.
Saw producer Stephen Lawler down there talking to Van Earl down in his ear. Iowa Hawkeyes himself.
So now the line of scrimmage is at the 3-yard line, and it's 3rd and a county for the Lions, and their first team offense still in the ball game. You see Manzanauer, the ball carrier, nothing there. He is backed up. In on the stop, Dorian Kithcart, along with J.B. Kouassi.
They were trying to get their second safety there to make it 4 points, I guess. I mean, it's just they continue to fight. You got to give them credit for that.
I think they're a little shell-shocked as well, DJ.
I'm sure they probably didn't think they would come in here and get dominated the way they did. I mean, Coach Maloof said, hey, they had a great week of practice. He thought they would come out and, you know, put on a good effort, but I'm sure they put forth the effort, but just they haven't really capitalized on anything today. They haven't really been productive offensively, and I think that's what's hurt them the most. Offensively, they haven't got nothing. They got nothing going throughout the entire night.
You see a look at Keith Maloof, the head coach for Norcross. He told us in our phone call earlier this week that he always gets an evaluation from his older brother, Kevin Maloof, who's 5 years older.
That call may get a little fiery.
I think that Keith Maloof might not answer that phone call.
he's gonna hit.
Talk to me tomorrow.
He's gonna hit decline on that.
Yes. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Decline that call. And you can text me all you want. I'm still not picking up. Nothing like getting chewed out from an older brother after your team gets waxed by 33. But let's see if they can at least cut into that 33-point deficit as they take over inside the 30, continuing to play with their sophomore quarterback, Barron Radcliffe, and he puts it in the belly of Nicholas Sermons, who makes a good run and gets it down to the 17-yard line, stays in bounds. Now the clock is stopped with the move of the sticks because Sermons picked up a first down.
For Norcross on the Peachtree Ridge 17-yard line.
Peachtree Ridge got to be excited, though. I think going forward, they're going to be really excited about what the product they put on the field tonight, showing that, hey, we can play with the best in the state and also the best in this region.
San Antonio Mapp from the tailback position, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Another tackle for a loss from Big Joe Smith, 6'2", 190-pound safety. Man, with a build like that and talent like that, he's got to be on the radar of a lot of college.
Probably the best form tackle I've ever seen right there.
Nice.
Broke down, brought his arms, shoulders, and just finished the tackle. That's fundamental tackling right there, kids, if you're watching.
Beautifully done. Loss. I just got hit in the ribs by DJ and I lost my breath. And another tackle for a loss. This time it's Jace Capps, a senior linebacker for Peachtree Ridge. You're just getting all fired up because of this Lions domination.
Hey, it's been an impressive night for them. You know, I like to see good football. Peachtree Ridge came out and played well. Norcross, it just wasn't their night. So.
No, but all the credit in the world to me goes to Peachtree Ridge, both defensively and with their blocking up front. They dominated the line of scrimmage against a senior defensive front from Norcross. I mean, that's impressive. Less than 2:20 to go. Radcliffe over the middle. Pass way off the mark, way too high. Intended for Jordan Brown. That'll make it a 4th and 16 to get a first down. They need to get it inside the 8-yard line.
Got to take a shot here. You know, you gotta make a shot towards the end zone. I think that's the only thing you can do now. Everything else has been tried. You tried to single up backside receivers. Now they're going to throw it up and give their guy a chance to make a play on it in the end zone.
4th and 16. Radcliffe going to the end zone, but too far for Brown. It'll be incomplete. And with 2 minutes, 2 seconds left, Peachtree Ridge will take over on downs with a 33-point lead, and sure, they'll just take a few knees and run out this clock.
Peachtree Ridge held up pretty good in the secondary as well. Coach talked about that's one of the strengths of their team was their secondary, being able to cover. He said, hey, we're kind of undersized in the secondary, but I like our fires. I like the way our guys play. You see DC, he's very excited about this outcome, this finish.
Philip Hale, the defensive coordinator for the Lions. A team that has allowed, oh my goodness, is Marquez Jackson on the move. I thought they were going to take a knee, but instead Jackson heading for the end zone and finally wrestled down right around the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 5 of Norcross. A huge run of 79 yards for number 22, Marquez Jackson.
Marquez say, let me get in this stat sheet. Let me get me a big time run here and make it look good in the stat sheet.
Now do they try to stick it in, or do they just take a knee?
Hey, this is your region.
Yes.
You wanna make a statement.
Antonar, the ball carrier, up the middle, picks up a yard on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 4 as the clock continues to run. Less than 1:30 to go in this contest, and Peachtree Ridge threatening again. Antonar comes out of the ball game. Chance Thrasher fired up.
Victory formation, the best formation in football.
And that is a true V with the quarterback in the shotgun formation.
Quarterback Chance Thrasher does take a knee.
Frankly, I'm glad to see the sportsmanship and not adding to the 33-point total.
Yeah, I think 35-2 is a big statement.
Got a big showdown of a couple of powerhouses next week. We certainly hope you join us next Friday night. Southwest DeKalb at Stevenson. that will be a couple of powerhouses going at it. We had a couple of powerhouses tonight, but only one fulfilled that role, and that's the team in all blue, the Lions of Peachtree Ridge. Right now just running out the clock against their region rival, the Blue Devils of Norcross, and you can see just how pumped up the Lions of Peachtree Ridge are after knocking off the two-time defending state champions and handing them just their second loss of the season, but their first region loss of this 2014 campaign. The final score, Peachtree Ridge 35, Norcross 2. We'll be right back to wrap it up right after this on WSBTV.com.
Collins Hill, Pivotal Region 7, 6A game, 7:30 next Friday night. Followed by our last game of the season at home against Mill Creek. Next week at Collins Hill, 2 weeks home against Mill Creek. Once again,
sounds great.
Please drive home safely. Please wear your seatbelts. We'll see you next week. Good night.
25.
25 for how much?
153, 3 TDs. Peachtree Ridge football team with their fellow students celebrating a huge 35-2 victory over the Blue Devils of Norcross. Back to the booth, DJ Shockley, Van Earl Wright. Really a completely dominating performance, both sides of the ball, by the Lions over the Blue Devils. But the star of the show, Naseem Ansenauer, more than 150 yards on the ground.
Came in, showed up, ran physical, ran hard. He did a good job in between the tackles. We saw him break tackles. You see the strong physical run here. This is kind of stuff he did all night long. And when he had a chance to break him, he showed the speed to get to the edge and also here to get in the end zone.
153 yards total on 25 carries and 3 touchdowns for number 20, Naseem Ansenauer. He was a stud all night long, and this one early on in the third quarter, the backbreaker.
Yeah, that was the backbreaker of the night. Put it away for him, and you can see him cruising into the end zone there. He came out and just put this team on his back and showed why Peachtree Ridge can be a threat in this region, because they can run the football and they take care of it, and they show what happens when you play a team like Norcross, who usually doesn't have the penalties and turnovers, but when you do, Peachtree Ridge made them pay tonight.
Very impressive performance by Mark Fleetwood's Peachtree Ridge Ball Club. They dominate the two-time defending state champions by 33 points and move right into the thick of the race in Region 7 of Class 6A. We sure hope you join us next Friday for it'll be Southwest DeKalb and Stevenson. That will be another power showdown. We thank Ray Buchanan so much for joining us in the broadcast booth tonight. And we certainly thank our producer-director, Stephen Lawler, and the entire hard-working crew. For DJ Shockley, I'm Van Earl Wright, bidding you goodbye, a wonderful weekend, and thanks so much for joining us on this Friday night.